What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grand. You're watching Sub Urban Nerd, this channel where I give my nerd views on today's nerd news. Well, today's nerd news gonna involve a little bit of superhero news, a little bit of reboot news, a little bit of sequel news, a little bit of superhero video game news, and a little bit of trailer news. So I'm gonna just jump right in and get with it. The first topic on our nerd rundown is The Incredibles. Incredibles 2 has just revealed the characters, the voice actors, and the plot of the second or the sequel, a long-awaited sequel that everyone's been looking for. You know, pretty much everyone calls Incredibles the Fantastic Four that never happened. So pretty much everybody's coming back, all voice actors and some new voice actors. Samuel L. Jackson's gonna be coming back. Holly Hunter is gonna be coming back as Helen, the mom. You've got Greg T. Nelson coming back as Bob, the dad. And it's going to be a little bit of role reversal where the mom's going to be going out doing a superhero thing and the dad's going to be staying home watching the kid. Something new, something different. In the first movie, you had Bob kind of was reluctant because he's working a regular job. He's not a superhero anymore. So I find it weird that I guess he's okay with staying home now, being the daddy, the stay-home dad, which I have no problem with it as long as it's a good movie and good action and just up to the par as the first one. I'm definitely looking forward to it because, you know, Pixar doesn't really let us down. They've been pretty much hitting it on the board. We've got Brad Bird coming back to direct it. Everything looks like it's coming in line for this to be a great sequel. So that's my opinion on that. I'm just, like I saying, looking forward to it. Next, we've got Ryan Reynolds. He's making a movie of the Clue game, but it's I guess he's doing like a reboot, remake. He's doing it with his production company, Maximum Effort, which is a badass name, if I ever said so, for any production. But you know it's called Maximum Effort because of the whole Deadpool thing. Because if you just check it out, there's T-shirts about it. But Ryan Reynolds, him taking up Clue, I could definitely see it going off and working well because Ryan Reynolds just has that energy, and when he commits to a project, he definitely commits. And if he's the one taking helms of this, or like taking the reins of this, sort of like what he did with Deadpool, I have full confidence that this is going to be pretty good. I don't know if they're trying to do what Jumanji did as far as reboot, but sort of remake kind of sequel thing, because the Jumanji was still set in place of the original Jumanji's world, that you could say, which if you want to hear my review on it, check out their little this. But yeah, so if they do it in that terms, I think it could work. The Clue game, the movie did come out like a little bit ago, and it did bomb in the theaters like a couple years ago, but I think Ryan Reynolds is one that could bring it back and actually make it a good movie. So that's what I have to say about that one. Next, we've got my man John Cena. You can't see me. But like I'm saying, that John Cena is in talks to star as Duke Nukem in a new Duke Nukem movie. THR reports John Cena is in negotiations to star in the Duke Nukem. Paramount Pictures owns the franchise rights, so they're pretty much they're the company that owns the rights to this Duke Nukem franchise. So this is all theirs. But we've got Michael Bay and his production company Platinum Dunes going to be producing it. And what I have to say about that is I don't know, because the game did come out with a reboot, sort of like a new version of the game came out years ago. Not too long ago, but it came out just most recently, years ago. And it did not do good in the sales. It did not do good as far as production. It was a mess. The game was, crass, which everyone knows that's what it is for Duke Nukem, but it was a little bit extra, but the gameplay wasn't up to par to match up with it. It was very overhyped. Duke Nukem Forever, that thing was talked about for years, probably like 10 or something years before it actually came out. And finally when it came out, not a lot of people liked it. So as far as them remaking it and making this movie, I can see it as something that's going to jumpstart John Cena's career as far as action movie star, because he has been in movies, he has been trying to do his thing, but it's hard to say because remember The Rock tried this with Doom and it didn't jumpstart his thing. He had to do a lot more before it started kicking off, and I'm hoping this isn't gonna be John Cena's Doom, because Doom did not do good. Doom was doomed from the get-go, if you know what I'm saying. But Duke Nukem, he looks like he's got the part, muscle-bound guy. John Cena has very good comedic chops, so I think he could do something really good for this. I just hope it's a good director. I hope Michael Bay doesn't take it over, because when Michael Bay it's just his sense of humor and stuff like that, it's very crass. Granted, it seems like it'll be the perfect match for Duke Nukem, but after seeing all these Transformers, I don't want that. What I want is a Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi, after seeing what he did with Thor Ragnarok, which if you want to see the review of that, I'm going to put that right there as well. If you want to say, like, Taika Waititi, he just had this perfect blend of action and great comedy. And great comedy that wasn't forced. It was actually good, and it felt, like, seamless. And it just, like, I was laughing majority of the film. In fact, I wish this had gotten nominated for Comedy of the Year in the Oscars, because I think it was up to par as that. So, as far as a director to direct Duke Nukem, I would love to see someone the caliber of Taika Waititi. But if not, I really still don't want to see Michael Bay take this over, because Michael Bay just doesn't know how to keep it subtle. Granted, Duke Nukem isn't subtle, but Taika Waititi, you watch the movie, you don't understand what I'm talking about. Next, we've got Chris Hemsworth. He's joining Danny McBride in a new Dundee sequel, I guess you could say, but it's called, mind you, this is a long-ass title. Dundee, the son of a legend, returns home. I mean, I'm just trying to picture all that just written down. Like, it's like Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban goes down to the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too many words. Dundee, legend returns, or Dundee, son of legend. Like, I thought that would be kind of good, but Dundee, the son of a legend, returns home. I don't know if this is even real. You've got the new trailer with Chris Hemsworth, and he's going to be Wally Jr., the local Outback expert to help look for Danny McBride's, or Dundee's sons, look for his dad, Dundee. And it's funny because in the trailer, you see the bus, and then pulls up, and then, you got Chris Hemsworth holding the sign, Dundee, and it's Danny McBride tosses out his luggage, drags down the other luggage, and he's like, yeah, I'm Dundee. He was like, really? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, you seen? Really? Yeah. He's like, oh, so I'm here to look. Really? Like, why do you keep saying really? Because, like, yo, you looking at Daddy, that does not look like a Dundee. But, hey, he's been in America the whole time. He hasn't been training out in the back, so he kind of would make sense, but we'll see how that works out. But, yeah, so you've got this, and they've got a website that actually has all this, the trailer or whatever. I'm going to probably put the link down below for the trailer. But, yeah, it looks kind of funny, and then they have, like, 2-part trailers where it's him pulling up on the bus, and then you got him standing on top of a mountain with, like, losers. That ain't a knife. This is a knife. And he starts swinging this thing around. So, I don't know. It looks kind of stupid. I don't even know. Like, so I'm hearing talks that it might not even be a real trailer. It might be like like something that, like a tease for what's going to be shown at the Super Bowl. Maybe it's going to be, I don't know, like a commercial that they're just spending a lot of money for. So I don't know exactly what it's going to be. But I've heard some ideas, but I'm not going to put those out. But we'll see when the Super Bowl comes. Next, we've got the original Robocop writer is developing a new sequel to exist in the original continuity of the first Robocop movie. Ed Neumeyer was in an interview with Zeitgeist Entertainment magazine, and he said, forget about 2 and 3. This is going to be taking place sort of like what they're doing with the Halloween. They're forgetting about Halloween 2, 3, 4, whatever. They're just going to stick. They're going to follow right after the first Robocop, which I think is great because the feel and the vibe of the first Robocop, it definitely, like, the commercials was what really sold it on everybody. Like how graphic and the commercial was just like this nuance, like I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do, but right now it's in talks. Don't even know if it's really going to happen because we just had a reboot, so I don't know if they're rushing a reboot that wasn't that successful. Personally, I didn't mind it. I don't think it was horrible. I went in there with super low expectations, expecting it to suck, and it did not suck. It was adequate. Adequate is what I can say it was. But other than that, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Well, if it actually does happen, because right now he's only writing the script, and sometimes when you write a script, it still never gets done. So we'll see how that works out in the end. Then next, before we go to like some trailer news, we got Forrest Whitaker says Black Panther is taking us into outer space, which is it makes more sense because with Infinity War's coming up and T'Challa and Wakanda being so advanced in space, like they've literally got spaceships, so it only makes sense that they probably go to space all the time. In fact, in the comic books, Wakanda has its own planet that's like super advanced, so we'll see how far they go with that with Infinity War. So I'm looking forward to whatever news comes out with that. Next, we've got the trailer for Pacific Rim came out, and it looks badass. It looks super badass, and I want to... the second trailer looks a lot better than the first trailer. A lot more impactful. You got... I forget his name. Finn, basically from Star Wars. Finn, which isn't what his name is, but he's in this movie. He's the son of the other main character. Can't remember his name right now, but it's like younger soldiers, and there hasn't been any... like those monsters, kaijus. There hasn't been any kaijus in a while, so all the machines are super polished. All the machines are all advanced, but then all of a sudden they show up, and it seems like there's a little bit of traitor with the humans. They're like someone let the other kaiju in, and then there's a suit fighting against other suits. I don't know what's going on, but I'm definitely intrigued. Looking forward to seeing that. Only problem is it is stuck in the worst possible place. When the movie comes out, before it comes out, you've got 2 weeks before that, you got Wrinkle in Time, which is a Disney movie, which probably they're going to push really hard. It's going to be in the theaters. Granted, not the same people, but it's going to take up some box office. Okay, that'll teeter off by by the time it comes with them. But the week right before that, you've got Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is going to be killing it in the box office. Killing it. And then right after the Pacific Rim comes out, the week after that, you got Ready Player One. So its second week is going to be killed off. So it's not going to stay in first place for its second week, definitely, because you got Steven Spielberg directing it, and it looks so badass. So I feel really sorry for them, but they're stuck in the worst possible place. And even though it got a sequel because it did great overseas, stuck between all these other movies, I don't know if it's going to even do anywhere close to what the first one did. So I'm fingers crossed it's going to do good, but that's all I have to say. Like I said, I'm going to put the trailer link down below and check that out. So remember to talk about it, comment down below if you like the way I'm doing it. I'm trying to speed these things up, but if you like what I'm saying, if you want to comment below on any of the topics I talked about, just hit me up. And then remember to tell your friends, share, like, tag, subscribe, check out the last Nerd News, and check out the playlist of my daily Nerd News. So remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd. You've just been nerdified. Catch you guys on the next Nerd News.